Hey, what's up my peoples? MGO here, the freaking geek himself, and it's time to just transform the Toy World Skyburst. So without further ado, let's just transform it. So the first thing you want to do is come back here to the stern section, and you want to take these sections here and bring them up. As you do so, the section here with the lifeboat, you want to just rotate that in and just flip that down so it looks like that. And you're going to do that again. Just bring that up, rotate that, and bring it down, like so. Now you want to take this entire top section here and just start undoing it, like so. Oop, this little piece always falls off. But undo all this. Now, it's supposed to be on a C-clip that connects right here. It doesn't stay well on mine, so all this just ends up coming off completely on mine. But it's supposed to stay attached, but you can just take this off and put this off to the side if it does come off. And now we can work with all of this. So now what we're going to do is we're going to just start by untabbing this section here and allowing all this to come out. So again, just untab all of this, and now we can split all of this down the middle. Just kind of bring all this out, bring all of this out. So cannon placement here is on double hinge. Just bring that back like so. And now we can start working on the legs. So first we want to take this hip joint right here and just shift this all the way up. And shift that all the way up, like that. You're then going to take this little panel here and flip this out. And then take this and just flip all this into the leg, like so. Once that's done, you just want to make sure that this whole section is extended all the way down. This section here with the propeller, you want to flip in. You can just bring that down. We're then going to take this section here and just bend that in. Take these are going to be his toes. Just flip these down. You're going to take this section here and you're going to rotate it down and then bring this toe section up so it's sitting just like that. And then you're going to take this little panel right here. You're going to take all this and flip this out and then bring this up and over. It helps if you kind of bring this panel down and then start to bend it, so you can bring it up, bring it over, and then it will just tab in right there. Once that is done, you're going to take this and fold it in. It'll clip in right there, and then all of this will flip back on this hinge and sit like that. And once all that is done, you take the leg and you rotate it so it's facing forward. And there you have a leg all done. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So again, bring this panel up, flip it in like so. Make sure all of this is extended. Take this section with the propeller, flip that in. And then we can start working on the feet. Bring those toes down, flip all of this down, bring that toe back up, and then open all this up, and again bring that down. Just start rotating it so you can flip it up and over, and that will just sit right there. There's supposed to be like a little tab slot connection there, but honestly it doesn't work all that well. Just bring those toes down like so. And then just flip the foot up on this armature here, clip it in, and then bring it back on this hinge, like so. You can just collapse all of this in, rotate it, so your legs are facing forward. Make sure you don't pop off those mushroom pegs. And there you have your legs all done. Now for the upper body, what you're going to do is you're going to flip these little panels out, flip that out, and that just fills out the chest, and these red panels here are going to flip out as well. You're going to take the arms and you're going to split them, bring it down, and then this entire assembly will rock back. You have to be careful with this little side hair here, it does get in the way. There's next to no clearance. So just bring all this down. Again, be mindful of those hinges, so kind of like shift it outward, as you can see. Shift it outward, and then you have the clearance to bring it down. And then rock this back again. Be mindful of his head. Once you have that freed up, you can bring down his beard, and you can flip his head down and flip these sections out like that. So once that is done, take the arm and just bring it back on that hinge, and you can bring this entire assembly in, and you have a tab slot connection right there. So just bring that in, and that will just tab itself into place. We'll do the same thing here, just rock that arm back, exposing that tab and slot, and just take that and clip it into place like so. So now to get the arms all transformed up, you want to rotate it downward and bring the arm down. What's going to happen here now is you're going to just extend the arm on this double hinge here. Make sure you straighten it all the way out. There's a little tab slot connection there. Once you've done that, you're going to fold this red panel in, and again, a little tab slot connection right there. And there you go. And then you just rotate the arm so your elbow is oriented properly. Rotate the hand. And there you have that all done. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. So just rotate, bring it down, extend that forearm on those hinges there, tab it in, flip that in, rotate the arm to bicep, and rotate the hand so everything's oriented properly. And there you have the arms all done. So now to work with this section, all of this is going to become his backpack. So you want to bring this down. You want to take this and bring this all the way down. This will rock down as well. You can rock this over to the side, and this section will also come back. We'll bring it down more in a bit. But once we've done that, we have these side sections here, which we're going to just kind of start bending down. Start folding down at this hinge, and then as you do so, just kind of swing it out, and then it'll fold in on itself. And then just swing it all the way in. Same thing here, just kind of start folding it down, and then just bring this down as you're doing so. Fold that in, and then collapse all that in right there, like that. Once you've done that, you can then bend this hinge, and now you can bring this all the way down so it's sitting pretty much flat. Once that's done, you're going to split this section here. Bring these back. Again, these guns are on a double hinge. Swing that back, bring all of that down. This red panel here is going to fold all the way in, and just bring that back, fold that all the way in, and they're going to come down on these hinges here, and that's going to make up his backpack. Now what's supposed to happen here is you do have this little bar that's supposed to go onto this C-clip, but again, this doesn't work too well on my copy, so I don't even bother with it. I just flip it all the way back. So what's going to happen is you have this tab right here. It's going to go into this slot right there, and then all of this will just kind of lock into this back section here. So just line all that up, tab that in, and just drop that in. This will drop down right behind his head like so. You can take these, angle them however you wish, and there you go. There you have Skyburst in his robot mode. So now to get him back into alt mode, first thing we're going to do is just remove this entire backpack, and we can get started working on this. So what you're going to do is you can bring this section up, bring all this up, straighten out these bits here. If you have them rotated, just swing them back in, bring them up. You have this one cannon emplacement here that's on a double hinge, so just rotate that down. Then you can take these two sections here, bring them out. These red panels here, this piece loves to fall off. I'm just going to leave that to the side. Take this red panel here and flip it down. Make sure this little tab goes behind that panel. So just bring it down like that. Do the same thing here. Just rotate that down. Again, make sure that little tab clears that panel. Bring that down like so. And then you can bring the two halves together. And just get all of that in there. Sitting flush with those cannons like that. And then we can take these sections here. Just swing them out. Bring this out, and again, just kind of swing it in as you're swinging it in, and get that in place like that. Just Again, just bring that out, bring that out. This is also on a bit of a slider here, so also push it in, and it'll slide its way in, and all that will sit nice and flush. You can take this section, bring it up, and then rotate this forward. Take this section and bring this up. Take this little section here, bring that up. And there you have that all done, and we can put that off to the side for now. So now for Skyburst himself, we'll start off with his arm. So you want to rotate the hand in, just make sure that thumb is sitting like that. You want to rotate the arm at the bicep outward. You want to open up this red panel here, and then you want to take all of this and split it and shift it upward on that double hinge so it is sitting like that. Then you can just bring that up and rotate it and just leave it like that for now. We're going to do the same thing on the other side, so just rotate that hand in and rotate the arm out. Open up this red panel and then split all of this and shift it up on that double hinge, and that will sit just like that. And just bring the arm up, rotate it, and we got that done. So now we're going to undo this tab right here so we can bring this back. We can bring that arm in like so. Same thing here, just untab, bring that out, bring that arm in like that. Then we want to take his hair here, bring it back, and just shift his head up, and we can bring his beard, just fold that down like that. And once that is done, we can take the shoulder sections and swing them back up. And once that's done, we can take the arms and again just work with those hinges. Just be mindful of how everything needs to move, and just shift all that in, and everything will just meet in the middle like that. Once you've done that, you can take this red panel here and flip these down. Take these little side chest panels here and flip these all the way in like so. And we got that section all done. And now for legs, you want to rotate the leg out and just kind of straighten all of this up. Now we're going to just undo all of these connections here and just extend all of this out like so. Once we have done that, we take this little panel here, undo that, bring it down, straighten it out, and this will sit behind this panel here. So just line that up and just drop it in. You can bring this toe down and then bring all of this up. That will sit there like that. These toes will fold in, and you can just straighten all of this out. Come here, flip out this section here with the propellers. Just flip that section out, and you got that bit all done. And now we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So just rotate that leg out, extend all this, and just undo all this with the foot. Extend all of that out. Take this, undo it, bring it around, make sure it tucks right behind that panel there. Start bringing the toe down. Then you can bring the whole thing up so it sits like that. Flip those toes in. Just straighten all of this out. This section here with the propellers, again, just rotate that out. And again, be mindful that this cannon here is on a separate hinge. So just bring that down. Then you want to come here to the inside of the leg, and there's a panel right here. Swing this out, swing this panel in. Same thing on the other side, just take this, swing it out, and then swing this other panel all the way in. Then you gotta take the hips and shift them down on this double hinge here, and everything is pretty much ready to go. So compress all this in, compress all this up, be mindful you do have some tab slot connections in here. They work with varying degrees of success. So again, just be mindful. The toes also, you want to make sure the toes are clearing the body, because if not, they will keep things from lining up properly. So make sure that the toes are not colliding like you can see right here. That's kind of colliding with the hip joint. You don't want that. You want it sitting over that hip joint. So everything will line up as it needs to. And get everything connected as best you can. And that will tab in right there as well. So line that up. And line that up. Like so. You're going to fold these in. You have little grooves that they sit in right there. So just line everything up. Get everything sitting as flush as possible. Again, some of the connections are not the best, but get it together as best as you can. And make sure you get these panels as straightened out as you can also. Because that's going to be imperative to getting everything else together. But there you basically have the main section there of the ship. And now we can bring in the top section of the ship. Now, a couple things to be mindful of. This little hinge right here, again, should go in the C-clip, but doesn't work too well on mine. But this is the orientation you want this post in. That's the way you want that looking, just like that. Just kind of fold it up like that. Another thing you have to be mindful of is that his hair here, you want his hair to end up on the outsides of these gray pieces right here. You want them ending up right here. If they end up anywhere else, you're going to keep things from sitting flush as they should. So those are the things we need to be mindful of. So just drop this down. And again, be mindful of his hair, be mindful of everything. And this will just kind of sit over the hand. It's best if you just kind of open this up and just let this drop over. And then you can kind of line everything else up. Again, make sure you clear his hair. And it should all, if you did everything right, it should all just drop right down. Like so. There are little clip points here on the sides as well. Again, if you got everything lined up right, it should just clip right in. There we go. You should be able to just push everything down. That should tab in right front. Again, this tab doesn't really work all that well, but it's supposed to tab in. Push all that down as best you can. Get all that sitting flush there. And then you're going to take these sections here with the lifeboats and just bring it up and rotate it out as you do so, and then that'll just go over that tab right there. And that serves as a locking point. Again, just kind of rotate, bring this panel up as you're rotating this panel with the lifeboat out, and tab that in. And there you go. There you have Skyburst back in alt mode.